What's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the home of the Premier League champions. Y'all know that never get old, right? That never ever get old. I never get old saying that. You know what I mean? And just for that intro, you know what I mean? Here you are with two of the giants of Arsenal Football Club in the background. What you up to? You know what I mean? Yes, it's not been such an active day in the field today, you know what I mean? Speaking of Dennis Bergkamp, look who is here. That's one of my favorite memories in the back of you. Very beautiful memory, man. Very beautiful memory. That is it. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Thank you guys for being here. It's been a pretty quiet day, a pretty quiet eve of football. Not so quiet. That's quiet for Arsenal. We all know that Arsenal Football Club tend to drag their foot in the transfer window. But we do have some stuff that we want to talk about. For sure. You know? And yeah, plenty to talk about. We have the appointment of a new doctor. We have England playing today and winning 3-0. The vinni Junior situation just will not leave. You know what I mean? And I have some insights on that situation that we can talk about as well. So plenty to talk about. Guys, remember, please, when you join the stream, hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Help us to make sure that YouTube spread the love. You know what I mean? YouTube spread the love when you hit the like button. So, like the video. Like the video. Thank you guys for being there. Jordy in the building as well. Big up yourself, Jordy. Big up yourself. So, what's going on in the world of sports today? We, Arsenal, have appointed a new doctor. A new doctor. So, this is a premeditated situation. It's not a rushed into situation. It's not a just get up and say, you know what, that Abdul, probably pronouncing his name right now. You gotta go. You know what I mean? It's not a situation where they just get up and fire a person. And we all know Arsenal is not that type of football club. We're not the type of football club that just fire a person for fighting's sake. You know what I mean? It's a situation where enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough. You have plenty of time to fix your situation. You know what I mean? Our players are still getting injured. And we can't have a fully fit team at no point in the season. And we need to move on from you. You know what I mean? Your job is to make sure that the sick are not sick anymore. But guess what? Your hospital keep on being full of patients. You know what I mean? We don't want no patients in your hospital. You see, he miscalculated what being the doctor of Arsenal Football Club is. Being the doctor of Arsenal Football Club is making sure that your hospital is empty, making sure that your sick beds are empty, making sure that they are always spread and nobody's laying in them. That's your job, not to making sure that you have patients. Your job is to make sure that you never have patients. That's your job. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to make sure that you never have nobody in your place. You know what I mean? But guess what? You always have people. You like company. And that's it. You know? So the situation is this. He was fired. He was relieved of his duty. And there's a new boss in town. You know what I mean? There's a new top dog in town. You know what I'm saying? Yes. His name is Arnaldo Abrantes. Arnaldo Abrantes. That's his name. New top dog in town. You know what I mean? I try to make sure that I find some information about this Arnaldo guy. About this Arnaldo guy. You know what I mean? Try to make sure that I find some information about this Arnaldo guy so I can let you guys know what's going on with it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. All right. So, Arsenal has appointed Arnaldo Arantes as their new head of sports, medical, and performance. Taking over after the sudden departure of Dr. Zavak. Well, it was not sudden departure. We all know it was not sudden departure. You know what I mean? So I don't even know what I'm about it. Background career. This is the part that, you know what I mean, interests me. So background and career. Former Olympian before transitioning to medicine. Arnaldo was an elite, it's an elite, elite track sprinter. He was a Portuguese national champion and compete in the 200 meter at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. You know what I mean? So the man is a farmer sprinter. You get me? And most of these injuries that Arsenal players are getting are muscle injuries. You know what I mean? Arsenal do a lot of running. A lot of them something. So look like that brother after during his sprinting career, him decides say I'm gonna do medical. Why? You know what I mean? And I guess him specialize in muscles, you know what I mean? As a runner yourself, it's always gonna be a situation where you want to figure out, you want to know what it is, you know what I mean, that you can do to prevent certain type of injuries, being that you were a person in that situation, in that kind of field. You know what I mean? I see you over there typing, Johnny. I see you. You know I'm coming, right? You know I'm coming to you. Don't worry. Let us get this out and then we can talk. But keep on, y'all keep on typing and talking. Yeah, no. You know? So he went into the medical field and situation. He's a former employee of Aston Villa as well. I don't know if he left, if they fired him, but I don't think at the moment when he was hired, he was at Aston Villa. You know what I mean? I don't know what the situation is and all of that. But yeah, digging some information. I'll dig up some more information and find out what needs to be found out and all of that. But that's what's going on with Dr. Arnaldo. You know what I mean? And a little bit of history of his background and all of that. You know what I mean? As I said, the athletic part of his situation is very interesting because that means he has been there, he has done that. We're not talking about a doctor that's just of a degree because he went to school. We're talking about somebody that has the experience because he was an athlete. You know what I mean? So you know what it is like to be injured, to feel these kind of muscle problems. You know what I mean? So he would have known what he was researching for and all of that situation when he was doing his doctorate and all of that. So I'm kind of excited about this appointment. You know what I mean? Just based on what I've read about him. Let's see if we can have a better season next season and these injuries can go. You know what I mean? Let's see if they can go. Let's see if he can patch up Ben White and we can get back some Benjamin, you know what I mean? Benny Blanco. You know what I mean? That Benny Blanco, because honestly speaking, guys, Benny Blanco is one of our own. To see Benjamin White leave Arsenal is going to be hard, man. You know, it's going to be hard. I know we have to do what we have to do. If you got to go, you got to go. But yeah, it's going to be hard. You know what I mean? Every drama at Arsenal, we all know who to point it at. I remember one time the light went out on the athlete. It was a Champions League game. I think, it was the same Atletico players. No hot water. That was it. No hot water. Guess who everybody blamed? Ben White turned off that water, man. Got to be Ben White. You know what I mean? Y'all keep Ben White in the bus. Troy taking off Odegaard glasses, showing in the corner. I heard that glass was over £1,000. Very expensive. You know what I mean? You did the same thing to Yakares. You know what I mean? You kind of bullied Declan Rice into singing Rice Rice Baby. You know what I mean? Telling Ferret and Capia to show his bum. You know, Ben White is just Ben White. You know what I mean? And we'll definitely miss Benny Blanco if he leave Arsenal. But hopefully, Doctor can work some magic and, you know what I mean? Don't come at them Chinese last thing with heat and smoke and them something and bring back my wife. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Further on in the news, people. Big up everybody in the chat first and foremost. Let's go there again. Big up Jardy. And I mean, Jardy said, long overdue. Past 2 seasons, we have been riddled with injuries, constant. Something has to be done. Something had to be done. Something was done. You know what I mean? If Timber was not injured, we could have won the UEFA Champions League final. We are never able to play teams like PSG with our full strength team. It's frustrating. It is very frustrating. It is very, very, very frustrating. And I definitely understand. Elite but retired early. Hello, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's like elite. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ben White is an elite shit sir. Oh Lord. So the Arsenal players have arrived. When I say arrived, I mean like the Arsenal players have arrived in the England squad. And you can see the immediate effect. You know what I mean? Of the performance of this England team. Declan Rice scored the opener today for the English team. You know what I mean? Vice captain. Sorry, let's put the respect on the man name. Vice captain Declan Rice was the one that scored the opener today. You know what I mean? Barcelona new boy scored a penalty. And it's the person that scored the third goal. You see what Tuchel say? Yes, Tuchel say you could see the impact of the Arsenal boys. You know what I mean? You could see the impact of the Arsenal boys. And yes, you could. Definitely could see the impact of the Arsenal boys. Which one of the comments you want me to pull up, Johnny? How about Tuchel? Anyway, yeah, about the boys impacting the team. So manager Tuchel recently praised the Arsenal players, calling Declan Rice one of the very best midfield in Europe, and confirms he is the vice captain. Tuchel also praised the group confidence following the domestic title win and recent Champions League efforts while managing Bakaya's Saka fitness. That's another situation, Saka fitness. You know what I mean? Saka didn't start the game. Madueke did. And just as frustrating as Madueke is at Arsenal Football Club, that's how frustrating Madueke was in England team today. A open goal. The goal and Madueke only. And he still managed to miss. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Madueke can be very, very frustrating. But yeah, Arsenal boys have arrived. they played some minutes today. All of them have. I mean, I think the only player that haven't gotten any minutes yet is still Ethan Maneri. Rio made his debut today, played fantastic, and stuff like that. But still a long way to go. I mean, I still think they're not gelling properly yet. The Arsenal boys have just joined the team, joined the squad, and I think that we still can see a lot of improvements, and they still have time to improve because I think they have 20 games or something like that before they kick a ball themselves in the tournament. So, yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Hopefully, they can gel. I mean, as I said, my favorite team in the competition, in World Cup competitions, has always been Brazil. You know what I mean? But as an Arsenal fan, as an Arsenal boy, as an Arsenal man, right now, I'm covering every Arsenal player. So whatever team my players are on, that's the team I'm supporting. You know what I mean? That's the team I'm supporting. So, yeah, Arsenal first. You know what I mean? It's just very fortunate that Gabby is on Brazil team. You know what I mean? So I'll support Brazil all the way, no matter what. You know, but yeah. Further on in the news, we still have transfer to talk about, right? Transfer is a major part of this whole equation and all of that. You know what I mean? Some ridiculous price are swinging around for a midfielder. Tonali is rated at 100 million. Marcus is rated at 85. You know what I mean? With the situation that he's a relegated player right now. You know what I mean? At 85 million. I mean, like, it is crazy. Elliot Anderson, there was a 105 million pound bid with plus add-ons, which raised that to 120 million pound bid. That was rejected. Yes, you heard me right. That was rejected. Crazy money. This is not a better player than Declan Rice. This was not even a better player than Declan Rice when we buy it. You know what I mean? He wasn't even better than Declan Rice then. And they won over 120 million for this player. That is ridiculous. This market is gone crazy. When I say crazy, this market is gone crazy. These players in England costing too much. Way too much, man. This is madness. Rogers and Eze link up. It looked good. Yeah, that hug was kind of special, right? That hug was like, mate, we're going to be playing together, man. See you soon. You know what I mean? Let's get the party started. Yeah. We may need to shop elsewhere. These type of price for these okay players is madness. These are some ridiculous price. I mean, it's not. It's crazy price, and it's ridiculous to me. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Trust me. You can find better value for your money elsewhere if you look around. And I think that's probably going to be the situation. I think the only player we might buy in England is probably Rodgers. Probably. You know what I mean? Everything else is just mad. It's just crazy and all of that. Let's talk about this transfer rumor that just won't go away. Let's talk about Vinny, Jr. and Real Madrid. And I have a domino effect situation with this Vinny situation. Number one, Vinny is out of contract next season, 2027. Vinny contract is up. He has yet to be present, or they have yet to come to an agreement on a new contract with Vinny Jr. Lots been going on surrounding Vinny. You know what I mean? It's been a roller coaster of a ride involving Vinny and Real Madrid. You know what I mean? And also certain players in Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Like Mbappe and them. You know what I mean? I do not think this Real Madrid team work with so much ego. I do not think it works. Vinny is not coming to Arsenal. You might be right. You might be right. Vinny wage is ridiculous. And we have to understand that. You know what I mean? If Vinny Beaver doesn't unsettle Arsenal players, his wages will. So you might be right. But I'm still looking at this domino effect on this Vinny situation with um, Real Madrid. The presidential election just finished, right? And there's one common factor I realized in that presidential election. Each of these presidents make promises. Each of these presidents make some serious promises. Um, but the one common promise that I see that was done was this. Miguel, I don't remember if that's his name, the candidate, he made the promise that he was going to bring Erling Haaland to Real Madrid. That was a promise he made. He even had a Haaland number 9 shirt, right? Cool. So that's a striker, right? This president now made a promise that he was going to bid 150 million euro for a player. He said, oh, there's a lot of speculation that went on. And Olise was one of them speculation that was rumored a lot. I don't think that he wanted that player. I still think he wanted that player. I also think that he wanted Julian Alvarez. I don't think that he expected that Atletico Madrid was going to sell Julian Alvarez to them. So I do think that was a small screen. But the one common denominator that I realized about the whole situation was that 150 million was bid at a striker. It was bid at a striker. And the candidate, Miguel, I think his name is, he promises also a striker. Now, why is that? Mbappe plays through the middle, right? That could be a safe position. Mbappe is the spoiled child of Real Madrid now. Vinny is no longer the spoiled child of Real Madrid. Mbappe is now the spoiled child of Real Madrid. So when Mbappe cries, he gets what he wants. As far as my knowledge is concerned, Mbappe rather plays on the left. Mbappe is more comfortable on the left. When he plays on the left. In order to make that happen, they need a striker. Now, Erling Haaland or a Alvarez would be a fantastic additional to the squad. Can you imagine? If they manage to sign Olise, a Haaland or a Alvarez, and then an Mbappe on the left, that front three is impossible, man. That's mad, that's mad, that's mad. That's a crazy, crazy, crazy front three, right? So where would that leave Vinny? That would be Vinny getting pushed out into the corner. Vinny's not going to settle for a substitute appearance. He's way too good for that. Come on. Vinny's one of the best left winger in football right now. No going around that, no joke about it. And I mean, as far as left wingers are concerned, you don't get no better than Vinny right now, man. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. But the situation is this. The bid for a striker. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking at the domino effect that, hey, guess what? If they bought a striker, they are going to move Mbappe to the left. You can't buy a Alvarez and have him as a second striker. You can't buy a Haaland and have him as a second striker. So somebody's going to get left out. Somebody's going to get left out. And it's not going to be Mbappe. After all the trouble that Real Madrid went through to get Mbappe there, it's not going to be him. I mean, like, they may never win a Champions League with him there. You know what I mean? Because it seems like he has a Champions League curse going around or something. But it's not going to be Mbappe. You know what I mean? So I think Vinny is the one that gets left out of that equation. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. These are all speculations. These are just reasoning talks. You know what I mean? When you analyze what you analyze or analyze how you analyze the game, you know what I mean? You will see and you will understand that, hey, this is how we think, this is what we think about the situation. You know? Yeah, so that's the whole aspect of the Vinny situation. World Cup is around the corner. Before I go to the World Cup, Jordy, you still there? Let me know if you're still there, Jordy. So World Cup is tomorrow. For some people, it's today. For some people, it's today. Jordan said, I think that Mbappe should have never been bought in Real Madrid, and you have Arsenal fans saying they would take Mbappe. I would never. I don't even want to see Mbappe. I don't even want to see Mbappe near the team. I don't even want to see Mbappe near the team. Jordan, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to find me on Facebook. Find me on Facebook and shoot me a message, okay? Find me on Facebook, shoot me a message on message. I need you, Toxic, Matty, Red Skull. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't want to see Vinny nowhere. Not Vinny. I don't want to see Mbappe nowhere near Arsenal, man. Mbappe is too much of a character. I mean, too much trouble, too much problems. There's something I want to talk to you guys about. And what's your name? Alfonso Riley. Alfonso Riley. Only one name. Only one name. Alfonso Riley. There's something I want to talk to you guys about. World Cup. There's a lot of talks going on about this World Cup campaign. You know what I mean? And where it's being kept and what and this and that. And a lot of negatives surrounding World Cup. People saying that, okay, the World Cup feed wasn't kicking yet. A lot of people saying, no, they're not watching it because this. And, you know what I mean? A lot of situation. A whole heap of stuff. The reason why the World Cup is kept is played in different countries. The World Cup is played in different countries for a lot of reasons. You know what I mean? One of the reasons why the World Cup is played in different countries is culture. Everybody's not going to be the same. You know, everybody's not going to be the same. Me and you, we're going to have the same habits. Just like, look at the culture of football. The Brazilians stand out, they're different. England players stand out, they're different. Japan players stand out, they're different. Mexico, Spain, Germany, every player has their own unique, every country has their own unique way of how they play a place. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So there's a lot of difference in how you stand out as a player, right? And every country has their own culture. My culture and your culture is not going to be the same. When England play and England score, they run and they slide and they celebrate. Another country, they run and they backflip and all of that. You know what I mean? Brazil, they do the samba dance. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Every football country has their own way that they play and celebrate and love the game. World Cup is a symbol. World Cup is a way of getting into other person's culture, into how another country view the game, how another country sees, how another country wants to play the game. And I come to the United States of America hosting the World Cup. The United States of America is a very competitive country, you know? And they may like things their way and stuff like that, but if you're hosting the World Cup, you're going to do it your way. And doing it your way is you're going to add your culture to the game, right? You can't change the game. You just add in your bit of spice to the game. America is an entertaining country. They like to entertain as well. So it's not a situation where they're gonna host the event like a European competition. They're gonna host the event the way America does. Party kind of vibes. Beer fest. Jerk fest. Not jerk, well grill. They call it grill fest. You know what I mean? Their way. Oh, they enjoy it. That's what they're trying to bring to y'all. Their way of enjoying the game. That's the reason why they're the host nation. You know what I mean? It's not a host nation where halftime comes and okay, everybody just run to the bar and you have 15 minutes to get as much drinking as possible before y'all head back to your seat. It's not their way. Their way is, of course, they're gonna be bars and X, Y, and Z, but you're gonna have a halftime show. You know what I mean? You're gonna have these kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That's their way. Their way is they're the host nation and they're gonna show how they enjoy the game. You know what I mean? It's just natural. You know what I mean? So I just said this because I've been on a lot of shows. I've listened to a lot of podcasts. You know what I mean? A lot of persons are bashing the USA for their plan. I know they want to host the event that they were entrusted to do so. You know what I mean? You're introducing football. Remember, America is not a football nation. They're American football nation. You know what I mean? Basketball nation. So you are inviting these people to these games to come and have fun and enjoy, to get to grow out, love it, and have fun with it. You have to give them in their way how they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? So they're gonna do it their way so they can introduce their vibes to the world. You know what I mean? Football, FIFA World Cup is once every 4 years. You know what I mean? And I love football enough not to let anything at all distract me or discourage me from enjoying and loving the game. You understand? I've been looking forward to this. And I'm going to enjoy every single bit of it. Every bit of it. You know what I mean? I'm going to kick some imaginary football and make some imaginary tackles. Lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm going to have fun. You know what I mean? Person should just forget about the other aspects that surround the situation right now. You know what I mean? And just remember that the prime objective is the football game. And let us just watch the game, love the game, and just move forward. You know what I mean? It's not a year, it's about a month. And we just need to just enjoy this football period. You understand? Yeah, that's just my take on this whole situation. Football has to be built in a country. You know. A country come up with it, but it was spread to the world. So everybody's gonna enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's the biggest sport event in the world. You know what I mean? Everybody take on to it with their own culture. Brazil take it to another level. You know what I mean? They weren't the one that invented it. You know what I mean? But they do what they want to do with it. You know what I mean? They're like the masters of it. You know what I'm saying? They're like the masters of it. I always tell people the greatest player I ever see. I don't care what nobody wants to say. I don't care about this method, this Ronaldo kind of situation. I don't care about it. The best football player I've ever seen is Ronaldinho. And I don't take that back for nothing. Nothing at all, I don't take that back. That's the best football player I've ever seen. I don't care what nobody wants to say. That man played football with passion, with love, with entertainment, with vibes. You get me? Yeah, so everybody just put their own flair to it. And that's what Canada is going to do. That's what the US is going to do. And that's what Mexico is going to do. You know, Mexico will be serving a whole heap of taco and tequila. You know what I'm saying? That's their flavor. That's their flavor. You know what I mean? So yeah. Jordan said, Riley, I gotta go, bro. Big up yourself, Jordan. I appreciate you. I'm going shortly too. You know what I mean? This was always gonna be a short one. So yeah, appreciate you for stopping by. All right, Charlie, big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. So yeah, that's my situation, and that's what I think about what is going on right now with the game. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think in the chat and stuff like that. But yeah, as I said, people, it's a quiet night. You know what I mean? Nobody's even really out like that. You know? So I'm not even gonna drag this out and bore anybody with it. You know? A bunch of talking that people aren't even here to respond to. So I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. You know what I mean? I'm gonna appreciate the persons that passed through. Appreciate the persons that hit that like button. Thank you guys for liking the video. You know what I mean? And we have World Cup tomorrow. You know, we have World Cup tomorrow. Should be fun. Should be fantastic. Looking forward to the opening game. And as I tell you all before, watch along. We will be here. We will be here for this watch along. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys notification on, and just come be a part of the entertainment. You know what I mean? Come be a part of the fun. Come be a part of the communication. Come enjoy the community. Because we will be out in full fledged. You know what I mean? Until then, big up your damn self, people. This is Riley's World. This is your boy Riley. And guess what? I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out.